fan-friendly confines, Wrigley Field. MLB The Show brings you the National League Championship Series. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Chicago Cubs. With Chris Singleton, I'm John Sciambi. Plenty of storylines taking shape in this series as we set the stage for Game 4, Chris.
Well, the number one thing to discuss is just how lopsided this series has been. You know, you get to this point of the season, Boog, and you expect both teams to be on pretty even ground, but it's not played out that way at all. And when a team takes care of business with such dominance and gets out to a 3-0 lead, I just can't see this series lasting much longer.
Yeah, that's usually the way it goes, but hey, coming back to win the series has been done before. First pitch coming your way next. All right, ready to go here. Max Muncy at the dish.
The third baseman, number 13, Max Muncy.
In the air, foul off first. And there's one down. Here's the Dodgers lineup now. And up to the plate is Will Smith. First round pick out of Louisville in 2016.
Well, when you come off a tough one-run loss in the postseason, you'll be looking back at the opportunities that you missed in the previous game and make sure that you don't miss them in this one.
Foul ball there. Here's a 1-1.
That's a ball.
Swing and a ball popped in the air. That one gets down for a hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it. Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
That's off the mark. Ball 2. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Cut on and missed. Throw there.
No, he's safe.
Safe.
Pretty impressive from the 3-hole hitter. Picks up the single, then swipes second to get into scoring position. Now, that's not going to show up on the slugging percentage very much, but it works the same way for the team. Let's see if they can drive him in now.
One out and a runner at second here in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. Just missed. Back to the mound. It hit him. Still able to get it there in time. So a tough play, but they do get out number 2. Here's Kyle Tucker.
Ball.
Ripped, but it curls foul. Gonna count 1-2. Got him looking. That was pretty nasty. Now we go to the bottom of the first. And taking the ball for the Dodgers, Tyler Glasnow. What do you got on him, Chris?
Well, I'm interested to see how he utilizes his sinker to this lineup, Boog. You know, it's not necessarily his go-to primary pitch, but he does mix it in when he needs it. He's just got to make sure that it's not flat. Otherwise, it's going to get hit hard. So look for him to throw it up there when he needs a big double play, a ground ball, something like that to get out of an inning, change it up for a hitter. Also, get those hitters looking down so that it opens up the top of the strike zone, especially late in an at-bat.
Way inside, gets out of the way.
Straighten him up a little bit.
In the air to left center. Hernandez on his way over. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. Time now for the Chicago Cubs lineup. So up next for Chicago, Seiya Suzuki. Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. Kim going back. And he brings it into the warning track.
That is good. The first baseman, Michael.
Next to hit, Michael Busch. And that one hammered way back there. Makes the catch up against the wall. Fourth game of the NLCS. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Teoscar Hernandez.
Ball.
Legends really are cemented in the postseason. You think of David Ortiz heroics for the Red Sox, Derek Jeter as Mr. November, or Randy Johnson in the 2001 World Series, just to name a few. Falling behind 2-1.
Well, on that idea of postseason reputations, Boog, got to mention players like Carlton Fisk, Reggie Jackson, and Madison Bumgarner. We were doing that game. Those guys really shined in the toughest moments.
In time to Busch. Leadoff man retired here in the second. Here's Mookie to hit. For as much as we talk about Mookie Betts' success at the plate, defensively, he's turned into a brilliant outfielder. He's won the Gold Glove 6 times in right field, and yet in 2025, he was a finalist at shortstop, which is absolutely incredible. 2 outs, base is empty. Here's the veteran second baseman, Tommy Edman. And there's a foul ball. In the air, right field. Suzuki in position. And that is that. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Bottom half of inning number 2. Now the Cubs 4-hole hitter, Alex Bregman.
Alex Bregman.
Swing and a miss.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out front, so off-speed pitches may be a good complement to that fastball.
And there's one down. So up now for Chicago, Pete Crow Armstrong. Maybe expecting a bunt here. Third baseman playing in on the edge of the grass. Swing and a foul back. That's out of play. Glass now back to work. The 0-1. Swing and a foul straight back. Glass now, multi-time All-Star, 32 years old, and he was a 5th-round pick back in 2011. Battling here as he fouls it away. Second inning here, no score. That one ran inside, almost got him. There's a swing and a drive. That one back there, and it's foul, and the at-bat keeps going. Pitch misses there. Ball 3. 9th pitch of the at-bat due next. And there's ball 4. And that's how they get their first base runner of the game. Swanson digs in. Swanson went off for 2 homers in his last game. The 1-0. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. Carrying well. And brings it in at the wall.
Batting seven, the catcher.
So digging in, Moises Ballesteros. Swing and a drive. Deep left field. That one carrying. And it's into the bleachers. Out of here. That one felt good. The Cubs strike first. It's 2-0.
Sitting first pitch fastball, and that's what he delivered. He guessed right, squared it up, and he made it look way too easy. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
So 2 down. Now it'll be the Cubs DH, Matt Shaw. And that's fouled off. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Got him swinging. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this. Back here at Wrigley Field, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Alex Call. That one fouled off. On the ground, Horner tosses to first, and one away in the top of the 3rd. Now, Hesung Kim.
Ball 1.
The 1-1. And that one fouled off. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
Really great change of speeds. He goes off the off-speed to the fastball, and the hitter doesn't know what's coming next.
Outside.
Ball, that pitch is out.
Ball 2. On the ground, right side. And he can't come up with it. Flips it, and it's in time. It wasn't the smoothest play you'll see today, but they still get the out. Here's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. He's 0 for 1.
Nope, that's down. That's ball 2.
And another
that's
ball.
just out.
Will Smith up next for the Dodgers. And that gets the inside corner for a strike.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
Two down, nobody on. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. And that is that. Dodgers go down. Set for the bottom of the 3rd. So up now for Chicago, Dylan Carlson. And a ball and 2 strikes. That one way inside. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Well, he throws him with a great fastball right on the corner. It's kind of like bowling when you think the ball's going to get into the gutter and somehow just hangs onto that edge and knocks down a pin. Well, he got the outside corner of the plate and got that called third strike.
Up the middle. Betts whips it to first. And 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the third. 2 down, bases empty. So up next for Chicago, Seiya Suzuki. This one in the air, center field. Kim settles under this one, and that's the 3rd out. 4th game of the NLCS. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Will Smith. Fouled off left side. This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. One up, one down. Freddie Freeman up to the dish. Grounded out his first time up. Close, but called a ball. Ball 1. Challenge from behind the dish here. It just shaved the zone. Still 2 challenges left for them.
Just a bit late on that 0-1 breaking ball. 0-2 hole now. He's going to have to shorten up, tighten things up if he's going to have a good at bat.
And Freddie takes the K.
Well executed pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Two outs, base is empty. Now it's the right fielder, Kyle Tucker. He swings and fouls one off. The 0-1. Foul ball. And they'll do it again. 2 down, nobody on. The 0-2. It goes down looking. Dodgers down in order. They trail it here 2-0. Bottom 4. So up now for Chicago, Michael Busch. Hammer, base hit. And the leadoff man aboard. Here's Alex Bregman. 0 for 1 so far. And that one fouled off.
Ball.
The 1-1 is fouled off. Busch aboard here at first with nobody out. One, 2 now. Just
That's off the plate. Ball 2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Into left center for a base hit. Lead runner to second, so 2 on and nobody out.
You can't do much better than that on a pitch that far outside of the strike zone. Got him to chase on the 2-strike count, but he wasn't fooled. He hit that ball really well.
So up next, Pete Crow Armstrong. High fly ball, right field. He makes the grab. Rounder tags at second, and he's in safely at third with 1 out. Dansby Swanson stands in. Fly to center his first time. Swings through that one.
Boog, over 80% of his first pitches are strikes. You're doing that, you could have a really good day out there on the mound.
And a foul ball. Runners at the corners, one away. You're in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. Swings and misses, struck him out. Slider got him for strike 3.
No, that pitch wasn't even close to being a strike, and that just goes to show you how defensive hitters can become when they're up against an 0-2 count. You're just hoping for a mistake somewhere near the zone that you can get the bat to, but right there, he was clearly anxious. He was swinging when the ball left the hand.
That is the inning. A couple of hits. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. Hernandez in the box now as he looks at ball 1. Second plate appearance of the day for him.
You know, these Dodgers, they're not going to be happy with the at-bats they've been having so far. Just one base runner to this point, and it's not exactly early anymore. They have guys in this lineup capable of sparking something, but it just hasn't happened for them yet.
Base hit, and they had their first hit since the first inning. Here's Mookie Betts now. Grounded out his first time. There's the strike.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Well, that's a curveball that people like to describe as a hammer or Uncle Charlie, and you can see why. It's not a looping slow curve. He throws it hard, and it gets plenty of bite on the end.
Late swing, foul to the left. Man at first, one away. That one finds the zone, and it's 0-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
Boog, this offense is fighting for their lives right now. They're not ready for this season to be over, so they need to dig deep and find a way to get something going. Anything will help.
The 0-2. Straight 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Oh, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him in the scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job.
In the dirt, on to second, and he throws it away. So a wild pitch allows the runner to advance.
Didn't look to me like he got a great handle on the ball as it came out of his hand. Cold nights, not really fun to play in, and it makes it tough to hit as well. Makes it tough to throw, and might have played a factor right there.
So man in a scoring position, and now the tying run comes to the plate. We're at the top of the 5th. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. He continues to roll on the mound as 5 shutout innings are in the books. Back here at the friendly confines. And here's the DH for the Cubs, Matt Shaw. First pitch misses. Oh, look at the stop. Over to first, and they get the out.
Up next for the Cubs.
This is Dylan Carlson. His first at bat was a strikeout. Way inside.
Man, that was pretty gross right there.
And that one is lifted in the air. Tucker takes it in for the out. 2 down. Back to the leadoff spot in the Cubs lineup. Nico Horner will come up to hit. Cracks his bat and pops him up. He's got it, and that'll do it. Cubs are down here at Wrigley Field. Close game here, and a chance now to look at a few highlights from this one. Digging in, Hesung Kim.
That's a ball.
Tonight, his slider has been really impressive. I mean, tight spin. Seems like the hitters aren't picking it up out of the hand.
Fastball for a strike. Up the middle, corner. Whips it to first. Now one gone in the top of the sixth. Back to the top of the Dodgers order. Here's Max Muncy. Tap foul at the plate. The Cubbies leading by 2 here in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. So the Dodgers are going to have to try and come from behind and try and get that offense going. Muncy hits one in the air. 2 down. The batter now will be Will Smith. Cruising on the mound right now, but a dangerous hitter here in this spot. A guy with some slug to him. Check swing, and he went. It's 0-1. Right through there for a strike. Gets a piece and stays alive. 2 down, nobody on. Set down on strikes. And he's up to 8 strikeouts in this one. So another. Bottom of the 6th inning. So up now for Chicago, Seiya Suzuki. Glass now back to work. This one in the air, center field. Kim under it. Takes it in for the out. So digging in, Michael Bush. 1 for 2.
Ball 1.
Bullpen activity starting up now. Edgardo Henriquez, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Dryer, the lefty, warming up as well. Pop foul out of play off to the right. And a ground ball to first, but it kicks foul. Inside, almost got him. Breaking ball misses up and in. And he walked it.
Ball 4. Take your base.
It appears Dave Roberts is going to dig into his bullpen as he comes out of the dugout to make the change. That'll be it for Glass now. And he was a tough nut to crack. Pretty stingy from start to finish. Back with the new arm after a quick break. Righty reliever out of the pen, Edgardo Henriquez.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with 1 gone.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. I know that was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge him. Crazy.
And now the center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong. Chopped left side. Betts to second for 1. Over to first, safe.
Well, that's great hustle out of the box to get down the line, knowing that a double play will end the inning. Good job at the finish, reaching out for the bag. Now they got runners on the corners and still an opportunity to pick up some runs.
Swanson swings through it for strike 1. The Cubs trying to break this one open here in the bottom of the 6th. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it.
Well, he's been aggressive right out of the box, and a smart pitcher is going to play off of that, especially when you get to 2 strikes.
Ball 1 there. Swing and a miss, and that is that. Cubs strand a couple, but they hold the 2-0 lead. On the north side of Chicago, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton. Top of inning number 7. Freddie Freeman steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Ground ball up the middle, and that one finds its way through. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Dives, and he can't hang on. Safe at first as they can't make the play. Well, maybe that will end up getting him going.
Yeah, he really simplified. There, kept his shoulders square to the plate and wasn't trying to overswing. I think that's the key for him to have success through the rest of the series.
Hernandez wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge, and that one was indeed a strike. No challenges left for them now. Here's your 1. That one missed.
Upstairs.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there. Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Swing and a miss at a slider.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
And a foul ball, he stays alive.
Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes the ball away from him a little bit, just not able to square it up.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that is a big first out.
So far, just one of those days for this lineup. You get a couple of runners on, and you're looking at having a big inning, and that strikeout right there just pours water on the fire. Look for the next hitter to step up and try to do something, pick up his teammate and his glove.
Here's Mookie Betts. Swanson. There's one. Double play. They can't seem to break through. Inning over.
They made it look easy, but it started with a nice feed to the second baseman from the short.
We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Jack Dreyer.
He's got a wicked breaking ball in his arsenal, and it's definitely one of his go-to pitches when he needs an out.
Here's the catcher, Moises Ballesteros. His homer earlier is responsible for the only runs they've scored in this one.
Yeah, forget small ball. They're kind of living and dying by the long ball so far in this one.
One away.
It was all over that fastball right there. I tell you what, if he gets under it just by a fraction of an inch or a little bit more, that's way back.
That one ripped, and that's got extra bases written all over it. He's in at second with a 1-out double.
Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
One out, runner at second. Dylan Carlson, the next Cub to hit. A switch hitter batting right. And that is out of play. Man at second. To the right side, Edman throws to first in time. So back to the top of the order. Here's the second baseman, Nico Horner. 0 for 3 in this one. Swing and a drive, deep right field. Tucker going back. And that is foul. You'll one. And a foul ball. 2 outs and a runner at third. Late here in game 4. Now he breaks his bat. And that is that. One left for the Cubs.
Now pitching for
Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Daniel Palencia.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect the tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
Foul ball there. Palencia in his 3rd season, 26 years old, and he was born in Venezuela.
Well, now that this is a bullpen game, it's clear that whichever bullpen steps up the most is likely going to come away with the W.
Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Foul ball left side, he'll see another. Stays alive.
5 foul balls in this at-bat so far, and these two are going head-to-head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more and more each pitch, even though there hasn't been a ball in play yet.
That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going. Struck him out swinging. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. And next for L.A., Alex Call. Palencia is what you're looking for in a good reliever. The ball stays in the ballpark. It's so hard to square him up.
Yeah, he stays out of the middle and pitches either at the bottom, at the top, on the edges. And because of that, if you do get it in the air, it's usually just a high fly ball. And when it's down in the zone, it's on the ground.
He's so consistent that the manager basically can look at it like he's got 3 outs sitting in his pocket. That shortens the game. 1 down. And up next for Los Angeles, Ha-Seong Kim.
When he takes the mound, you feel like, hey, this inning is wrapped or this ball game is over. He's just that good. And you can see it in opposing hitters as well. They know when he comes in, pretty much forget about it. Kind of reminds me of Mario.
And a swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball.
With that kind of velocity, an elevated fastball, even if it's still in the strike zone, can be tough for hitters to get on top of.
Here comes Max Muncy. Corner infielders guarding the lines, trying to prevent extra bases. Swing and a miss, strike 1. The Cubbies holding on to a 2-run lead here in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. Struck him out looking. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one. 1 left for L.A. They're still down. It's 2-0. 4th game of the NLCS. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. Seiya Suzuki getting ready to hit. And there's a foul ball. Jumps, but it's off his glove. On the run, throw to first, and very nicely done for the out.
Just an outstanding play going up the middle right there, and the exchange to get the throw off to first just shows you why he's one of the best shortstops around. So smooth, yet so quick at the same time. And any and those wheels burning down the first baseline are going to turn that into an infield hit.
Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
Let's see if he's willing to use the whole field right here. Definitely pounding him away.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, when you throw the same pitch back to back, that's how you want to do it. Set him up in the strike zone, then extend a little bit from there.
New pitcher for the Dodgers, Tanner Scott. He's into the game with the bases empty. Now it's Alex Bregman. Swing and a chopper out to short. Betts. Play made, that ends the inning. And the Cubs are down. Will Smith to the plate. 1 for 3. Ball 1, no strikes.
Pitching has been pretty dominant in this one, but you got to be careful, not working with too big a lead. They could get right back in this ball game if you're not careful.
And there's the ball.
Inside.
Next offering is outside.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Foul ball, and it remains a full count. Fights it off. He'll see another. And a payoff pitch. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Well, that right there is just a pitcher's pitch. Tailing away from the hitter, blowing away with some good action at the end. You know, even if he gets the bat to that ball, it's probably just a weak ground ball to the opposite side. Tell you what, that's a tremendous 2-strike pitch.
Freeman, the next to hit, takes ball 1. The Cubs trying to close out a 2-run lead late here in game 4. To the right side. Corner over to first. Just 1 out remaining for the Dodgers. So here's Kyle Tucker now. Just
that's
missed.
out.
Catcher challenge. We'll take another look. Didn't miss by too much, but it'll stay a ball. Still 1 challenge left for them. 2 down, nobody on. Here at the top of the 9th.
Ball.
Good pitch to hit on a tee up in the zone. I think he was looking for something else right there.
The Dodgers down to their final strike.
Aye.
The Chicago Cubs are champions of the National League, and they're headed to the World Series.
Congratulations to the National League champions. This team clearly excited, and they deserve every bit of this moment. Enjoy it now, but get yourselves ready for the biggest series.